joined by Moonglade tonight. And we just had a couple of great games here between KT Rolster and Prime.
One apiece so far. Very exciting times, Valdez. I'm loving it. And now we have a nice PvP with Zest up against Creator. Let's see if Creator can make some magic happen and take down this Tyrant, man.
Yeah, man. I was taking a look at Creator actually in the back, and he didn't look too confident in himself, as are the rest of the casters. All 6 of us do vote for Zest. When you're going against arguably one of the top 5 Protosses in the world, it's hard to feel confident in yourself.
Yeah, I would call him like the best Protoss in the world.
I mean, I'm just trying to be like not as assertive with this, but actually you are actually 100% correct. I think he is almost definitely one of the best, if not the best in the world.
Yeah, he certainly seems to be the best in Pro League right now. I mean, leading the way, 5 wins, rank 1 in the charts, man. Looking to kind of gain a lead today with that 6th win.
I guess you can look at other Protosses like Hero or SOS, but these days SOS playing against a lot of Zergs, kind of showing weird style, not really playing to his strengths. Hero kind of being a bit shaky, cheesing at times. Zest, he's pretty solid across the board.
Yeah, he's always looked incredibly solid. I kind of went back today and watched some of his VODs in PvP especially, and just watched him play, and he's just so well-rounded in the matchup. He can go to the late game, he can do an all-in. It kind of just depends on what he sees, what he opens with. So I'm very excited to see what he's got planned today. The map is going to be Deadwing as well, so can go for a bit of a later game if it's going to be cross-map. Maybe vertical spawns, we could see something a little bit earlier than that, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see exactly what these players want to do when they're coming into the game. You know, in Creator's spot, do you want to go for a cheese? Do you want to go for an all-in, something that's going to catch Zest off guard? I'm not sure, because I feel like Zest coming into this match, he's like, I'm going up against Creator. I think he might just do something crazy. I just got to be safe. Let me scout. Let me be safe. Let me be okay, and I'll just beat him late game. I'll be fine.
We haven't seen Creator play PvP in quite some time as well. The only games he's played in Pro League have been against Terran and Zerg, and I mean he's won one of those games and lost 2 others, so nothing too impressive so far. But we'll have to wait and see, man.
Yep. Let's go ahead and introduce our first player here. It is Zest of KT Rolster. He is 5-2 so far, the most winning player of Pro League 2015 so far. He does get that Grandmaster's logo up there in the top left. Pretty cool.
Yep, genuine Grandmaster, this player.
Yeah.
Doing fantastic. I love this song, by the way.
Hans Zimmer, man. It's Hans Zimmer. A lot of players love to pick Hans Zimmer. Me and Wolf love to pick Hans Zimmer. I know you like Hans Zimmer as well.
Yeah, man. Love the movies as well. Pirates of the Caribbean, dude.
Yeah, pretty cool movies. I only got to see the first one, though. I saw, like, bits and pieces of the other ones.
You haven't seen them all?
Not all of them, no.
Oh, man. First one was the best one anyway, but whatever, dude.
You seem really hurt by that. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Kind of offended, but it's okay.
I'll go watch them tonight. I mean.
Yeah, you might have to. But back. Here we go. Creator.
Yeah. He's looking for a beautiful night tonight. So far against Protoss in all of Pro League, he is 8-4. Not the worst record there, actually. I think that might actually be his best matchup, if I'm not mistaken. Let me take a look. It actually is.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. He has been doing pretty well last year in the matchup. We haven't seen it this year, that's for sure.
Yeah, very true. Creator, pretty known for being pretty terrible against Zergs. He is 2-11. He comes out time and time again against Zergs and just gets crushed. So I'm happy we actually get to see a different matchup from this guy. And a lot of people are saying this guy is slumping as well. One of the veterans from Prime that Gerard was talking about that really needs to pull his weight. Right. And he's not really doing it these days.
Yeah, he certainly has not. Well, it looks like the game is loading now, so we'll be jumping in just a second.
That we will be. Creator actually looking a bit confident, smirking to himself, whereas Zest, he's always got that death stare. Here we go into game number 3 between Zest and Creator. Up here in the top right in the red, the Protoss player for KT, it is Zest.
Player in the bottom right, we do have Creator for Prime. Vertical spawns could see some aggression early on. We'll have to wait and see, Valdez.
That we will.
This could be Creator's best shot taking this win over a tyrant like Zest.
I was saying I was happy to see him come here in a PvP finally for Creator's sake, but not so much for Creator's sake going up against Zest. I mean, this is probably the hardest Protoss to actually go against because he's not only, you know, known to be one of the best, if not the best Protoss in the world, but he's also one of the best, if not the best, at PvP.
That is true. Yeah, he is. I would have to say he does have the best PvP as well.
Yeah, man. He's just got like such a sick understanding. I remember Artosis actually wrote up a big article about this on his blog, I believe. You guys can actually go talk to him in the Azubu chat if you want to go ahead and do that. But
yeah, I remember that actually.
He just like outlined the entire thing of why Zest was a god, basically. And I was like so taken aback. I was like, oh my god, this guy is actually a god in PvP.
He is insane, and that's to say the least. We'll have to wait and see how these openings are going to go. But so far, everything stock standard, everything identical in this mirror match. Yep. Nothing too greedy on this map.
Nothing so far, no scouts. Both players do the exact same timing. Even the probe coming out from the rally of the Nexus. Going to make both gases at the timing.
Not bad positions for instance, Oracle, perhaps. Pretty close by air. One trip down or up. We have seen Zest do that before, that's for sure. He's gone into double Oracles, into kind of like an all-in timing.
Yeah.
Which is pretty decent on this map considering how open. There's no ramp up to the natural or anything like that. A lot easier to kind of attack into.
Very true. Zest going to be the first player to come out for a scout. He's going to go cross positions first. See what kind of tech he decides to go for.
You see, if he, perhaps, just perhaps, the idea behind this kind of scout is if he scouts and he's not there, he can put a pylon down and make a Stargate very close to exactly where Creator is.
Yeah, could be. And over at Creator's base, he actually decides to skimp a bit on the gas and make a second gateway here. He's going to probably go for 3 Stalkers pretty fast to try to get some units out. We'll see if any aggression follows that up or if he's just trying to defend a bit earlier on or be aggressive even with those Stalkers.
Yeah, might want to be a bit defensive. You see another interesting pylon go down for Zest. Just in the bottom of his base. Could put a Stargate there. I'm not going to rule it out. I would appreciate it. Yeah, but it's going to be a Twilight for both players, actually.
Wow. These guys are actually still lined up, kind of. I mean, even the probes are pretty close here.
Just lacking one gate is Zest.
Yeah. He does scout pretty much the entire map, whereas only now is Creator going out for a scout. So with the skimp on the gas, as well as just keeping the probes home, he's able to get that lead there in the gateways.
We are seeing those pretty decent timed 3 Stalkers and more gateways being added for Creator. So far, none extra for Zest. He is going for that blink, though.
Going for those 2 earlier Stalkers here, Blink is actually going to be slightly behind Zest here. And that's something that can actually come into play sometimes. If one player chrono boosts a bit more, you know, the Blink comes out 10 seconds ahead. If they're fighting out on the map and one player finishes Blink first, you can definitely take an engagement pretty easily if you're on equal Stalkers.
And a Robo now for Zest, so going to be making that transition. And same for Creator, so both players pretty much lined up identically at this point. We'll have to wait and see if anyone's going to be the aggressor or are they just simply going to transition into the into that natural expand.
No. So far, Zest keeping all his Stalkers at home, whereas Creator doing pretty much the same. He's got one kind of rallied, or rather on patrol here at that 3rd base. Just making sure. He's also got the Mothership Core over there, possibly scouting for Oracles coming that way.
Really like that proxy pylon from Zest as well on the bottom left. Definitely give him an ability to warp in if he decides to be aggressive. So far, both players just incredibly defensive. Even a sentry for Zest.
Wow. Okay. So he's going to have that that force field on the ramp.
Super paranoid of DTs.
Yeah.
More than anything else.
That comes in here, as well as in a bit, he will have an hallucination scout, so he will be able to get the scout on Creator pretty fast. Actually, before Creator is going to be able to get his scout.
Creator deviating just a little bit now, getting his Nexus before Zest. I think Zest might be going for the same as he scouts with the Stalkers. Probe going down just a second.
Makes a pylon.
Makes a pylon.
But now he's going to be going down to that Nexus location, as you were saying. Once again, it will be a bit behind Creator's Nexus. Creator taking a bit of a faster, greedier Nexus. Feeling a bit more safe on his side of the map.
Yeah, I kind of feel like we're going to see a very... it's going to go pretty simply into the mid-game here. No one's going to really get any damage done. We do see Zest moving down to the natural, but, I mean, with these Blink Stalkers in position already, I don't see anything happening. It looks like he wants to try and blink into the main base, maybe try and snipe some probes. Could work out, except for the fact that Creator has blink as well.
He's got the blink, but his Stalkers are out of position here, out on the map. He does have that Militia Core back at home and an Immortal, but 2 probes will go down.
He could lose everything at this point. Look where the Stalkers are.
Oh, man, that's actually such a big cutoff here by Creator. He's able to take out 4 Stalkers. Possibly here, he's going to blink on top of them and get all 4.
Very nicely done. Great advantage. Great positioning from Creator. And just a little too ambitious from Zest. So a little bit of a lead for Creator going into this mid-game.
Wow.
Not a bad start.
We actually see a bit of a smirk on Creator's face after he's able to pull that off. Very nicely done, Creator.
Definitely giving him a little bit of a lead. Up 10 supply at this point. See if he can make something happen with perhaps an Immortal Blink Stalker timing just a little bit later on. Already has a Forge as well.
Ooh. What do you think we could see here? We could actually possibly see double Stargate. Could also throw down a Dark Shrine.
Well, I think Immortals just for now. Immortals, I mean, at one point later, we usually see Archons kind of go into this composition to really help tank for the Stalker Immortal. Sometimes a player will like to go into Colossi, but I don't think it's really a match for it because of where they are positionally. An attack can come a lot sooner than they'd probably expect. And don't really have enough time and breathing space to go into that Colossi. We are seeing the Templar Archives added for Zest already, and a Robotics Bay added for Creator. So it looks like he will make that transition into Colossi.
Yeah, this is really interesting out of Zest to go ahead and proxy that Templar Archives all the way over there. Usually when you think of proxies, you may think DTs, but in the matchup of PvP, you're always going to have these hallucination scouts. You're going to have the observers as well all over your base. It's really, really hard to hide your tech, and this is one of the ways to do it. You just got to hide it on the opposite side. And look at this. He's even going for Storm.
Wow, so we're going to probably see some Storm drops from this.
Yep.
Okay. This is cute. I like this a lot. Definitely kind of give you a nice little edge going into later in the game. If you can get those decent Storms off, obviously can make a big difference.
Yeah, it's pretty cute. I mean, Zest has shown this before, actually, sometimes. Against Protosses that he feels like he's better than, he'll just actually go for cute stuff like proxy oracles on Satan Station, or
Observer's going to see it.
Stuff like this.
Observer saw the Warp Prism go by. I think we missed it on the Observer.
Oh yeah, we did. You were watching on your Observer PC.
I was watching on my Observer PC. Yeah. So Creator knows it's coming. He will be in position for it, already for it at the very least. Uses some Stalkers in the natural, and they are getting to the back of the mineral line. So
oh no,
he's looking for it. So Creator's in sort of a prime position to get ahead in this game even more so. If he catches this drop, do you know how much gas he loses? He loses 500 gas.
That's just too much gas, actually, to lose at this point. When you're already behind, Zest is trying to do this to come back in the game. But if he gets blinked on, here we go. The High Templar coming in. The Storms are decent. They get 11 probes here.
Yeah, that actually was completely worth it. 11 probes, pretty much resetting the mineral line count. And so he finds his way in, regardless of creative knowledge of it.
Yeah.
Very nicely done.
Does lose the High Templar, but he saves the Warp Prism, so that is something.
And we are seeing both players go for that Colossus build now. Templar Archives finally added for Creator as well. But he is behind in probes for a little while longer. It's going to be painful. I think it definitely made up for those 4 Stalkers going down.
Yeah. We do have Creator pretty far ahead in this +2, actually. He's been good on the Chrono Boost. He actually started the +1 ahead of Zest as well. So he is a bit ahead in that. He's also got the charge, as our Observer is showing us here. So what he's lost in probes, he does have in tech ahead of Zest for now.
Zest Does have the supply lead from that drop there. Well, did have it for a second until Warpin came in. Currently 2 Colossi to 1. Creator leading the way. Third one almost out as well. So he definitely has kind of the army composition advantage. Granted, he doesn't have Storm, but he'll probably want to use his Templar Archives to make Archons more than anything else. We already see 1 in the army. And that third base looks like it's going to be taken.
Can you check the upgrades of Zest 1 second?
The upgrades of
I
Zest?
I want to check this out. He actually canceled +2.
Yeah. Then he restarted it. So
he restarted it now, but the +2 is done here for Creator.
Yeah, you've got to be very careful with this. Even fighting Stalkers can be a bit trickier. You do see Creator kind of positioning himself to get a third base, but not just yet. Looks like he's going to be moving out with his army. 3 Colossi, 2 Archons with his gateway units. Actually a pretty impressive army. And I mean, we do have him leading the way in supply as well. It's going to be a very kind of tricky position, especially third Colossus just coming out in time. Zest. Applying that pressure, but deciding not to commit to it, was Creator.
Here comes the Warp Prism drop. 4 Zealots in the natural trying to do more damage. They do immediately go to that cannon, though. And now the army is back in time.
Oh, bit of a mistake. Trying to pick
man.
up that last Zealot was a big mistake. Ends up costing him the Warp Prism.
It's a lot of minerals to lose. And Creator right now, he's even confident enough to take that third base. And look at this. The +2 was canceled once again for Zest. He starts it again.
Zest is just going for it, I think. Well, he puts down his third, but he's going to the middle of the map. It's like he wants to be the one to apply pressure. He's got his Mothership Core and a Archon there. So both players kind of positioning, trying to force out some pressure. Force out maybe some extra units warped in that were unwanted to. And well, no action just yet. We are seeing the Stalkers of Zest kind of sit in the middle of the map, perhaps positioning for a counterattack. And here we go.
Could go for a counterattack. Could come behind the Colossi possibly to snipe. No, he's just going to go for a counterattack. And that's a lot of Stalkers, man. He is banking on doing a lot of damage with this.
Yeah, this might actually just trigger a counterattack or a recall from Creator. Let's have to wait and see. Looks like it is going to be the attack. He sees every single Stalker out of position, but he is going to recall after all.
Yeah, he's going to recall, but already 8 probes going down.
Ooh.
But again, that's a lot of Stalkers, and with the counterblink here from Creator, he's easily going to be able to clean these all up.
Yeah, so that's another huge swell of Stalkers going down. That is every single Stalker in Zest's army.
You know, I don't know if that was worth it. Just to get 9 probes at this point of the game, to lose that much army supply with the counterattack imminent here, it's not even like they're cross positions or anything. Creator's just going to walk up here to that third base. Zest still doesn't have +2.
Yeah, and he is... And we have Creator up 30 supply at this point. He could definitely go for... He could attempt a kill move. It's going to be hard because it is up the top of a ramp. So it's always going to be a bit of a positional disadvantage. It looks like he isn't going to commit to it just yet. Instead, just keep that supply lead for now while he maintains his third base.
He does have an observer out there and maybe seeing what the upgrades are like here for Zest. Maybe wants to wait for that +3. Just get a bigger army, try to max out first. He knows he's got a bit of an army supply lead after taking out all those Stalkers.
Maybe just waiting for the max before he commits to that big attack. But
so far, Zest knows he's just a bit behind, so he knows he's just got to use that defender's advantage. He's setting up a really nice concave at the bottom of his ramp here.
Well, this is all lining up perfectly for Creator because his +3 just finished in time. He is maxed out. He's moving across the map, putting down pylons. This is an opportune time to attack if he can find the way in.
He's going for this attack, man. Is Creator actually going to win a game against Zest? We're going to have to wait and see. The fight is going to begin now. The Colossi line up. The split from Zest on all those Colossi is insane. Whereas the Colossi of Creator a bit bunched up in the back, but still Creator having the bigger army supply so far.
It definitely looks like he's going to be taking this one. Immortals hitting Colossi now, and I think Creator has done it. Are we going to see a massive upset? Prime going to go up 2 games?
It's looking like it, man. Even more Zealots pushing through here now. All of the Colossi of Zest do go down.
Wow.
GG.
Creator with a massive upset.
What is going on tonight, man?
Absolutely insane. I was not expecting that.
No one was expecting that, man. All 6 casters voted against Creator, and he's able to take a win against Zest in a PvP. Not something we expected at all.
That was a really great win. Just very nice defensive play from Creator. picking off those Stalkers all game long. I mean, that one Storm Drop did some pretty impressive damage, but I guess in the end it was just not enough to really bring Zest back into it.
Yeah, you know, in the meantime, while that Storm was being researched, while those High Templar were being made, Creator was just getting ahead in terms of just a more strong standard army. He had the better upgrades. He had the charge first. He had the bigger Colossi count as well. And I feel like Zest is trying to be a little bit too cute, you know, at times in the game. He was trying to go for the Stalker harass, lost all his Stalkers, went for the Storm Drop, did good damage, but he lost the High Templar. Later on, he tried to go for, you know, another Stalker harass, lost all of those Stalkers as well.
The rest of his Stalkers. And I mean, like, it's kind of a hard map to just go in there, counterattack, and get out alive because all 4 bases have like one exit essentially. So like, if the army comes back, you're gonna lose everything. It's gonna buy you more time, but you lose everything, and it really just gave Creator just that much more of an army advantage when it came to the big fight.
I can't help but think that Zest was actually just like trying too hard to outplay Creator. He's like, oh no, I'm better than you. I'm just gonna like work you across this map. I'm gonna be all over your base and stuff. Whereas Creator was just sitting back, defending, and playing more standard, and eventually just had a better army comp from his defense.
Yeah. Very nicely done from Creator. And now we are going to go into Stats versus Yoda, which is also going to be a very interesting game, and I think can go either way.
Yeah, you know, Stats, he's the one man here in the way of Prime actually taking a 3-1 against KT. So far, KT not having the best season so far. They are 2-2. And after being the season champs of last year, definitely not where they wanted to be this round to start things off. And now down to Prime in their 5th game.
Yeah, that is right. Go Prime, win Prime. They're doing it 2-1 against KT.
Yoda up against Stats in our next game here between KT Rolster and Prime.
And you know what? The map is going to be merry-go-round. It's going to be very, very hard for Protoss to find a 3rd base in this map. So it's given even more of a kind of a very interesting kind of addition to the situation. Like, Yoda has a lot of potential to win this game.
Yeah. Yoda's a very, very strong player. This guy, he's the guy that came out first multiple times for Prime and was actually able to get a win, but then Prime just kind of fell off. He's like that one player on Prime, him and like Myungshik, some new additions that came in and just actually were the only people winning.
Right.
And now that Yoda's actually finally got some of his other members to win games, finally Creator wins a game here in 2015, and I feel like Yoda's actually in a really good spot here against Stats. You know, Stats has gotten nervous sometimes in the past, and here we go. All the pressure's on Stats.
Yeah, well, it's all adding up to be a huge upset today, Valdez. I'm so excited for this match. I can't wait to jump into it.